Greetings and welcome. I am Mengel and this is Cards. 3rd of June 2020 card balance update. In the line of fire. Let's get to it. Alright, let's discuss the new card balances. As always, these are my opinions and the link to this site is down below the video in the video description if you want to go have a read for yourself. Card balance update in the line of fire. Balance changes for 12 cards for June the 3rd. Hello friends, welcome to the latest installment of the Cards Balance blog, known to cause PMS, premature meta shift shakes, in even the most disciplined souls. This time around we have a number of subtle changes that we foresee will cause drastic changes in the near future, as we are taking aim at many of the most cherished cards and decks out there. Posted on the 2nd of June and time of recording the 3rd of June 2020. This update will be coming out today and these card changes will take effect today as well. Intercept, Air Blitz, Bismarck and Commonwealth. So I thought I should mention this. But first, a few cards are seeing slight template changes. Air Blitz, Bismarck and the Commonwealth now are phrased so that they require you to target an HQ. Apart from the extremely rare case you are wanting to target your own HQ, this results in cards being played the same almost always. So basically what this comes down to in the second paragraph here we can see. So why the change? Because it makes interception more relevant, as it can now stop these 3 cards from resolving with targeting your HQ. It will be interesting to see if interception will be run more frequently now, meaning if your opponent is playing Air Blitz cards, Bismarck, which is my favorite, or Commonwealth, interception card can now block these. So it's a buff for interception and a debuff for the other 3. So interesting game change there. My thoughts on that is interesting. We'll see if interception is going to play more frequently. Okay, first up, Blockade. 3 cost, order card. It used to read, deal 1 damage to any target. Cards in enemy hand cost 1 more, where it used to be double the cost of a random card. Definitely a buff, I feel. And it's still a 3 cost. It's basically still deal 1 damage to any target. The only difference is the second sentence. I feel that's a big buff for British. So yeah, it's good, I guess. Germany once again getting nerfed. 2 cost, 1 operation, 3/3. It's changed down to a 3/2. Keyword Alpine. Text cannot be targeted by enemy orders. That's still all the same. It's just not a 3 HP anymore. Yeah, that's a debuff, definitely. Yeah, not so happy about this one, but it was a strong card. It's still a cheap card to play. It's a very nice unit. I'll show you what I'm very happy about coming up shortly. Katusha, 2 cost, 0 operation, blitz. When Katusha attack, it deals 0 to 1 additional damage. All of that is still the same. Only difference is the cost is up by 1, which is a big debuff. But to compensate a bit, you've got 1 extra hit point, which compensates a bit. So, Katusha, they state here in the paragraph, it was always an auto-include, and one would question why it's not in a deck. It's an interesting change. It's a balanced change, I feel, and I'm quite happy for the game for that card. Man of Steel, 1 cost, order card, choose 1, the new card. Or the change. Your units get +1 heavy armor. It's not for just the 1 turn, it stays. It's a special card, so there's only 2 of it in your deck, so I feel it's well placed. The 1 cost is kind of cheap, but it's well placed. Just a quick note, your units can never have more than 3 armor. Yes, it's a good value. Zhukov has been, Russians has also been nerfed. One cost order card. Draw a random Soviet infantry from your deck. It costs 3 less this turn. It used to basically cost 3 less going forward for the remainder of that game. Now it's just for your turn. If you read this paragraph, the trade-off is now it's a bit more of a risk playing Zhukov early game, because if you draw a card that costs quite a lot, it potentially cannot be played that turn, and then you basically wasted Zhukov. So you might want to add it in decks where you've got cheaper units. Alternatively, it's going to be a risk if you play it early game, if you've got expensive units in your deck. Overwhelming Force USA. This card seems to not get any play time. They've been buffing and buffing and buffing this card. It's a 0 cost. It's an overwhelmingly awesome card now. Finally, I see a purpose to add this to your USA decks. Big change. Destruction. So going up against the Japanese Blitz burn decks, target enemy unit loses guard, smokescreen, fury, ambush, and destruction. So you can finally take that destruction from your opponents if you go up against the burn. That is very strong. This card is extremely versatile, and I would be surprised if this doesn't see play. Yes, destruction is kind of, how often would you go up against a destruction opponent? I don't know what the odds is, 1 out of 4, twice out of 4, I'm not too sure, but you can use it with guard opponents, smokescreen, fury, and ambush. Ambush doesn't see a lot of gameplay for me. Guard, yes, guard and destruction is going to be overwhelmingly cool to play with this card. I am happy about this change. Nice buff for USA. Second up, Bomber B25 Mitchell. Another buff, I feel. It's an interesting trade where it used to read deal 3 damage to a random enemy. It now reads 3 damage to a random enemy unit. So the enemy HQ cannot be struck by this deployment keyword anymore when you play the Mitchell, which is a unit 6 cost, 3 operation, 4/5. Devs are going for less randomness, and this card, it's got less randomness to it. 34th Infantry Regiment. 1 cost to play, 0 operation, 2/3. At the end of your turn, remove the top card of your deck from the game. I had mixed feelings even playing it back then, just because I didn't like the idea of discarding some of my key cards potentially in my deck. Now it's been nerfed down to a 2/2. This card has seen a lot of play. I personally think I will probably not play this card anymore. I feel it's probably more balanced because this was a very strong card. The theme was to play order cards on top of this card to buff it even further, or to secure an early game with this unit. We'll see what happens with this one. I'm not too upset about this change, and I feel this is probably good. Empire of the Sun. End game, late game card. 9 cost order. Destroy an enemy unit, draw cards equal to its attack. It's been changed up to a 10 cost. I've seen a lot of this card being played by my opponents, and I understand why they've made it 1 more expensive to a 10 cost. I haven't played it when it was 9 cost. I'll definitely won't play it when it's 10 cost. That doesn't fit in with my playstyle, but it's a very popular card, so we'll see what happens there. I guess the change, it's for the best, but yeah, I won't be playing with that card still. Kamikaze, it's been nerfed. Order, 0 cost. Deal 1 damage to enemy HQ, draw a card. So sacrifice cards, they state, shouldn't come cheap. You used to play like a combination of cards where you could just keep playing them for free and kind of loop and keep doing damage to the enemy HQ. They changed that, so it's a 1 cost now. I do play with this card in my decks, and yes, it's definitely a nerf, but I feel the 1 cost is more balanced, so I kind of understand why they did this. Still, I would still play this in my decks personally. Car B1 BIS. I haven't played with this card. I don't play with France a lot, and it was a nice unit before the buff, and it's still a nice unit. Hopefully it will see more play. Straightforward. It used to be a 7 cost to operation, 4/4, mobilize heavy armor 2. When this unit loses mobilize, draw a card. Great value, 6/2. I would definitely add this if I play France. And this is the cream of the crop for me. Germany-Italy deck, Alpine keyword, I'll definitely be dusting that off. It used to be 4 cost order, Eastern Front bound, target friendly Alpine unit gets +1/1. Add a copy of it to your hand, the unit you play this on. It's 3 cost, it's cheaper, so that would definitely be a beneficial change for myself, and why I think I would add 2 to 3 copies of this into my Alpine decks. Give your Alpine units +1/1. Board state, all of them. Target friendly Alpine unit gets +1. It's all of them. Draw an I can't even talk. Draw an Alpine unit from your deck. Note that the Alpine unit draw is random. So yes, it's a random draw. It's not a copy from a card from your deck. This is strong. I like this. I'm gonna definitely play this card in my Alpine deck. Great, so the changes are live on the 3rd of June 2020. Looking forward to see what you guys do with these changes, and with all of the new content for cards coming out in the near future. Let me know your thoughts. Which card are you most salty about, mad? Which card are you most glad about? I'll tell you which. I'm most glad about this one, Eastbound Front. I'm the most hyped about that change, and I'm the most mad about, I guess, the Bergenjagers. I'm sorry, I'm butchering the German words. I'm the most mad about this one. So, some interesting changes. Kindly let me know your thoughts down in the video comments. And I'll be playing a match with 2 of my new experimental decks in this week still. Be sure to check them out. Until then, you keep safe. As always, lekker dag and bye-bye.